It's Friday, February 24th, 2017. I'm Wasim Sandhu, and today on our student segment, we're going to showcase some movies made by Mr. Ricketts' AP English class's students. I had Mr. Ricketts last semester for AP English, and we had to make a couple of video projects to present and analyze in front of the class. 2 weeks ago, we went and interviewed Mr. Ricketts, but because of the flood evacuation, you are now seeing this interview for the first time today. Let's take a look.
My name is Mr. Ricketts. I teach English and Avid. Well, I think video projects require a lot of creativity and critical thinking. I mean, you have to organize a large group of people. Logistically, just arranging your schedules says something about you. If you can do that, it means you can accomplish something. It's a good task, or rather a good skill to have later on in life. Outside of that, I love film. I think the medium for storytelling in film is something that resonates with people in many ways so much more than actual written word. I'm an English major. I love the written word, but I also love film because it has different textures, if you will.
Hey, look! Look!
So I'm looking for students to be able to, like if we're looking at a story, I'm looking for students to be able to take that apart and show me which parts are there. So if there's mood there that's affected by the diction, if the story is using archetypes, if the story is trying to speak to a universal theme. I want to see the same thing in student films. I want them to be able to sort of reverse engineer that and be able to say, we were going for this, we were using this archetype because it means X, whatever X is. And they have to be able to explain that to me. Because that's so much more than just, here's a film that we created. It's, here's a film we created and we know it's good because we were going for it like this. And that's how you get art.
Your son don't need a gun to get respect up on the street.
The last batch of video projects, there was a lot of creativity there. And so now this is their first video project. This should be their worst video project. This should be the worst film they ever give me. Because we're supposed to learn from it. We're supposed to, it's kind of cool to see everybody's work and creativity. You get to see your classmates up there. I get to see my students, a different side of them because, what goes on in their minds, thankfully I don't get to see all of it. But I get to see they're being really creative and come up with things that I would never have thought of. And that's always reinvigorating for me as a teacher, to see that my students are these intelligent, inventive people that I think they are. Sometimes it didn't show up in their essay, but oftentimes it shows up in their film. So
it's a good note to end on. Thank you.
Wait, what is that over there? Yeah. Ah! You guys need to help us.
Great way to start off our student segment. If you want to go and check out some of those movies, go on YouTube, search up RVHS ASB, and check out our video projects playlist. If you didn't already know, we're going to be doing 3 videos a week from now on. Monday's video will be the Real Quick Update, featuring me, Wasim Sandhu. Wednesday's video will be an ASB commercial brought to you by ASB. And Friday's video will be our student segment, which you can actually be on. If you want to be on our show next week, then retweet this tweet and we'll call you during third period to be interviewed. In other news, the Valentine's Day cookie grams that you ordered 2 weeks ago were given out to people displaced by the flood evacuation. Orchestra will have new cookie grams delivered to you sometime next week. Also, today at lunch, Jamba Juice is selling $4 smoothies. If you don't have $4, that sucks. One last thing, leadership applications are now available. Do you have an idea? Are you creative? Do you want to make a difference at River Valley? Come pick up an application at room 402 and sign up for leadership. We'll have more information for you next week. I'm Wasim Sandhu, and this has been your student segment.